There isn't a politician in America who wasn't elected on the promise to fight special interests. You know the campaign slogans, now you have a friend in the Capitol. Well, a lot of other folks do too. This is a list of all the professional buttonholers just in Texas. You can tell a lot about what worries folks from a list like this. Here's a man who lives on Lover's Lane, whose major concern is himself. And Jim Simmons wants to revive the armadillos. I guess give them all alarm clocks. The president of Marijuana Enterprises didn't leave his home address. And then there's Carroll Abbott, the only registered lobbyist in the state of Texas for Wildflowers.
I kept trying to get the other guy to do it. And one day I said to myself, hey man, if you really believe that this is worth doing, then why don't you go and do it?
Abbott wanted a Texas Wildflower Day and started a company to sell the idea.
Sank plumb out of sight the first 3 years. God. Boy, it was tough. I mean, we didn't hit bottom. We went all the way through that thing.
Abbott gathered strength from his constituents.
Each thing has a fullness of its own season, and you cannot hurry it. You cannot have bluebonnets except in the spring. We lived on hopes and dreams for years and years and years.
The Senate will come to order.
When his bill did get to the floor of the Texas legislature, it passed the House in 26 seconds, stalled in the Senate for 2.5 minutes. Governor Clements took a minute to sign.
I consider that the legislature has demonstrated its intelligence.
Who could be against Wildflowers?
Abbott's family lived on borrowed money while he taught himself the secrets of Texas wildflowers. His wife, Pat, sold the seeds he harvested on his walks.
You don't sneeze when you're working with these. You can blow your whole profit for the week. Now, excuse me while I go put it back before the wind blows me out of business.
Abbott spent half a life as a newspaper man before becoming a saver of plants.
A weed is only a plant in a place you don't want it.
There are more than 5,000 different kinds of wildflowers in Texas, nearly 1/4 of all the plants that grow in the United States. They look fragile, but they are tough, unwrinkled by sandpaper winds. People crowding the prairie do what the winds cannot. Pastures become skylines. And yet the flowers still cling.
They were here a long, long, long time before we were. And I have a suspicion they're going to be here a long, long time after we're gone. There are a great many good things in the world that aren't equivalent to money or fine fashion or good food. And there's sort of a peace and serenity that comes when you get out and shake hands with Big Mama Nature.
Carroll Abbott has learned to look more closely than most, to see a world still wrapped in cobweb paper, awash with bees and butterflies, and ants that tremble in the wind, an endless kaleidoscope of color.
Look how that stem looks coiled in purple. And look at all the little buds. That is pretty. Now you wouldn't see that in a car. You probably wouldn't even see that walking around. But it's there.